Good morning, everybody. It is Tuesday, the 28th of November, and today we have got a huge news story for you. Now, the topic of all conversations this week, to be honest, has been around listings. Now, we saw USTC listed on Binance and pump over 300%. But on the same day, we saw Tornado Cash get delisted and dip significantly. Of course, we're bringing you all of the latest daily news, free of charge, and of course, some of the latest numbers. And if you do enjoy this content, be sure to hit the like button, drop me a comment, and please do subscribe, and we're going to keep this bus moving. Okay, without any further ado, let's get straight into the latest news, and we are going to get straight into the Tornado Cash story. Now, we all know that Binance is the leader when it comes to market share within the crypto space. And when we're talking about the crypto space, we're talking about centralized exchanges. Now, yesterday it was the timing you would maybe argue is relatively strange. Binance came out and revealed that it was amongst 4 different tokens being delisted after a review to ensure compliance with a high standard. Now, this is worth noting. In the last week, obviously, we saw CZ step down and we saw a new CEO take charge. There has been some significant changes. Obviously, CZ was known for his 4. That's been changed to 3 by the new CEO. And there's lots of other things happening in terms of terminology, the products of which they're offering, and what they are doing. But this has come at a strange time for me. Now, we already know that the rumours and potential around delistings already. Tornado Cash saw a 30% decrease in May. But what happened yesterday was it was out there. Now, Binance came out and said, at Binance, we periodically review each digital asset we list to ensure it continues to meet a high standard of which we expect. When a coin or token no longer meets that standard or the industry changes, which is very important terminology, we conduct a more in-depth review and potentially delist it. We believe this is the best for all of our users, blah, 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 blah. Now, what you don't fail to see is you fail to see this in that statement. Now, this is the power when you have the largest market share. When you list a token, just like you saw with USTC, you saw a 300% increase. Well, you saw something a little bit different there with Tornado Cash. I mean, let's go to the one-day chart. You know, it just looks an absolute mess. I mean, its high yesterday, it was at $4.07. Today, it's at $1.82 at the time of me making this video. This looks absolutely horrendous, let's be totally honest with you. Its entire market cap has dipped 6.5%. It's just not looking particularly good. And in the last 7 days, it's down 51%. Now, we did mention around May earlier in this video, and you can see the sell-off from May. You can see the 17th of May, it was around $6.43. And right now, obviously, like we said earlier, it's at $1.8. Now, the high of this token it seems like a long distance away. It was almost $12. This is not good. And this is this year, by the way. This is this year's highs since February. So imagine, for me, being a part of this community, you would be feeling pretty frustrated right now. But let's get into it a little bit more around why this might be happening. I mean, there's a controversy over Tornado in terms of the frequency of use by hackers or potentially not great people within the space. But clearly, exchanges knew this before they listed it, did they not? We knew its utility. They have never hidden it. Why now? The finger is clearly being pointed towards Binance, and they, have decided to make this change. To me, it doesn't feel 100% right. I don't like this. The timing of it, frankly, stinks in my opinion. You can see the volume of it in the last 24 hours is down over 18%. This just isn't great. So if you'd have invested this year, in this torn, you'd be 64% down. Over all time, you'd be nearly 100% down on your investment. At its highest, altogether, look at it there. Look at that. It was over $400. This thing is less than $2 now. Insane. Could this be the end for Torn? Who knows? There's clearly a war on it. Not a great start to today's videos. On the topic of Binance, let's talk about CZ. He has been ordered to stay within the US. Obviously, we all know he's, in a criminal court case now against the US and the Securities and Exchange Commission. Now, there was a flight risk imposed on him, and he appealed that, wanted to come back to the UAE. It has been discovered, which of course is Dubai, where he lives. That has been denied. He's going to have to stay in the US until February at the earliest. So that's Christmas in the US for CZ. What's going to happen here? What is going to happen here? I mean, it's going to be a very interesting story. Are they going to make an example of him, or are they not? Interesting. Let's have a look at the Coinbase story. Now, Coinbase have come out and said it's time to actually get all of what has gone on with Binance. They've got a settlement. We need to move on. And their CEO, Brian Armstrong, has said that the crypto industry can finally close a chapter on a range of scandals linked to Binance. Now, of course, Coinbase are probably in the top 5 when it comes to names you hear within the crypto space. And they have also got their case with the SEC. Now, it would have been incredibly frustrating to see how it's paid out this week, but you've got to wonder, is Brian concerned about his position, seeing what happened with CZ? I mean, I probably would be if I was him, to be totally honest, because clearly they are making an issue with individuals as well as their compliance within the way that they operate. It's going to be a very interesting outlay for the next 12 months as to how the landscape does change from the SEC in the US to, frankly, the service providers within the crypto space. But I agree with him. Hopefully we do turn a new chapter and we see innovation put over kind of enforcement. Let's see what happens. We do want to talk about Coinbase one more time, though, because Coinbase's shares, they've hit an 18-month peak. Now, this is blatantly because of the case that's happened with Binance and the settlement. You would argue that Coinbase, they're probably thinking, well, if that's all Binance got, I think we're going to be okay. And you would say that the community here has reacted to that, and that has caused to an 18-month high in terms of its stock price. That is, for me, to be expected. I think that Binance news was a little bit of a slap on the wrist. I mean, what happens with ZZ will have a huge effect in the future, but right now, I think, to be honest, they got off pretty lightly. They made $20 billion profit. They're paying a $4 billion fine. Cost of doing business? I don't know. Let's move on to the next story. Now, HTX also got hacked. This feels like a very negative story, but let's carry on. We've got to bring you the real news to help you stay informed. Now, it has actually now fully restored deposits and withdrawals for Bitcoin on its platform. The exchange is connected clearly with Justin Sun, and we've mentioned him on this channel several times, and the last exploit resulted in a loss of $30 million worth of assets. And clearly they had to go and pause what was going on. For me, I think it's very concerning when you see exchanges being exploited so often and frequently. It raises eyebrows. Not good for me. It's really, really not a good thing. You can see that Justin Sun has come out and put some tweets out saying that the majority of upgrade work has been completed and they aim to restore the remaining qualities of service over the next few days, and all work should be completed by next week. Let's see how it goes. Will there be any come? I don't know, but there has been some strong rumours or suggestions that Justin Sun allegedly is involved around these scams. Now, 2 platforms owned by Justin Sun have had another $100 million dollars mysteriously drained from them, and this user on Twitter, WhaleWire, has come out with this crazy scheme. I'm going to cover it in a separate video. For me, it's very interesting. It's definitely eye-opening, and it makes me think, oh my gosh, is everything what we think it is? Now, without any more negative news, let's get straight into the charts and see where we are at. Reminder, we've been monitoring this range for some time. We haven't seen a challenge on the top, but we have seen some price movement. We saw a sharp decrease in the price of the value, and now we are seeing a challenge to see if we're coming up. We could be breaking down pretty hard here, and it's quite concerning. Reminder, the bottom of the range right now is $35,300, and the top of the range is $38,000. Currently, we're at $37,091. We are above the middle, but I expect us to break down today, but let's see what comes of it. Let's have a look at Ethereum. Ethereum, it's showing us the picture. We rejected this smaller cycle here, this smaller high here. The next 4, 8, 12 hours are going to be huge. We could see us test the bottom of this range. Reminder, the bottom of the range is $1,960, and the top of the range is $2,200, let's say. Currently, we're at $2,013. We're well beneath the middle. This is not looking too great for Ethereum as it stands today. Now, when you say we're in quite a negative mood, we have moved down to 69 greed on the Fear and Greed Index, and the global cryptocurrency market cap is down 1.62% in the last 24 hours. So overall, not great news. Let's recap some of the prices of the charts and where things are at. Bitcoin in the last 24 hours is down 0.5%. Ethereum down 1.55%. BNB is down a further 1.44%. XRP is down 1.31%. Solana is down 2.83%. And some of the other losers and winners are a little bit all over the place. Yesterday, you'll notice that we talked about USTC. It is not on our top gainers today. It's broken down slightly, but will it come back today? Let's see a little bit later on how the day performs. And as you can see on Crypto Bubble, it is a hell of a red day. Makes me feel a little bit sad. Hopefully you've enjoyed today's video. If you have, be sure to hit that like button, drop me a comment, and please do subscribe. We're going to keep bringing you the latest daily news every single day, free of charge. I've been Crypto Jamie. Thank you so much for tuning in, and let's go.